Hello, everyone. Thank you guys for tuning in. So, I wanted to talk about this whole thing with Joe Budden basically admitting to what is called stelting. All right. So, here is what he said. And then after we review this, listen to this, we'll come back and I'll give my commentary.
What? I have no idea knowing.
Joe, you do though.
And even I done walked in the corner and faked like I was putting a condom on before. Be working. No,
What?
they're none the wiser. What do you mean what? Yes, I did that.
You faked the put on?
1,000%. That was my poor.
Did that too? I'm asking.
That was my poor execution of my plan after I mastered it, which was to just bust through the lambskin. Let me go find.
I don't know if I ever used a
Let me
lambskin.
go find the thinnest condom in the world.
You
and
bastard
just
doing
bust.
that?
Huh?
And bust through it?
Yeah.
You planned to bust?
Yeah, I'm not having it. But hello.
Yo, what? Oh man, this guy. Yo, you're a sicko for real, yo.
No, I used to be.
Oh,
Nah,
okay.
Please
reform,
don't.
so-
Please,
One
please,
time for growth.
please don't misrepresent me.
Okay, so this is my face, you guys. Like, you got grown. I know Joe is in his 40s. Like, you got grown ass men sitting up here laughing at something like that. And so basically, the comments that Joe made, he received a lot of backlash, right? Here are some of the things that people were saying. So this one it says, let's be clear, fake putting on a condom during sex is called ghosting, and it instantly returns a consensual act into a grape. That's for you. All right. Here's another person. It says, does Joe Budden know Stelting is essentially grape? And he admitted to it on his podcast. All right. And I had another one. I must have accidentally deleted it. But anyways, he received a lot of backlash or whatever. This is what he had to say. It says, y'all really want a black man in jail. LOL. Now this is the thing. I cannot stand I cannot stand when people do stupid stuff and then try to pull the, oh, I'm black, oh, you out to get a black man, oh, I'm a black woman. Like, no. No. This has nothing to do with somebody trying to put a black man in jail. A black man shouldn't have sat his old ass up on a podcast for thousands to hear and say some mess like that, whether you're joking or not. All right. Why would, like, who in their right mind? That would be like a woman sitting up joking about how she lures dudes. I ain't gonna say Laurel. How she, when before a woman is gonna be intimate with ballers and people with guys with money, she goes and pokes holes in the condom. But she's joking though. You guys, it's just a joke. I was just playing. Like that woman, if a woman ever made any fun or joke about something like that, it would be a problem. They would be calling her out left and right. You know it, and so do I. All right. So the fact that you do have people like this who you see on the screen, Mr. Mike here, he says, we all know Joe Budden was joking, shaking my head. This world blow me every time. All right. Another person. I definitely didn't think that joke by Joe Budden was that serious. This world is getting softer and softer. LOL. Now, these are men. So, do you guys see the problem? Like, and these are black men, right? So instead of saying, hey, bud, that's probably not a good thing, whatever, correcting, instead of them doing that, they double down with him and try to make excuses for what he said. And then it's like, oh, he's a joke. And you guys heard it. It was not a joke. But let's say that it was. Let's say that it was. So now you're a public figure. You just quote unquote joked about something like this. You've probably been with many, many women in the past, right? So let's say a woman from 10 years ago, because let's not act like the Bill Cosbys of the world don't exist. Let's not act like Bill Cosby, you had people from 20, 30 years ago come forward on Bill Cosby. Let's not act like that isn't a real thing. So Joe Budden, let's say he admits to this or he quote unquote is joking, but you got somebody from 10, 15 years ago come up and say, wait a minute, hold on, you gave me an STD, I want to sue you. And then him, a black man, the same black man, right, who says, oh, the white man is out to get me, oh, y'all out to get a black man or trying to keep a black man down, all this kind of stuff. So you're gonna put your hands in the you're gonna put your livelihood, right, in the hands of a non-black jury. 9 times out of 10, when he goes, if he has to fight a case, it's not going to be a jury full of black folks, a jury full of black men that understand or quote unquote get that you were joking. It's going to be the complete opposite. Like, why would you, what person? But this is the things that goes on within some of black society. Instead of having, and I get it, it's a podcast, they shoot the shit, whatever, no big deal. But joking about, you know, removing the condom before you have sex, to me, is not a joke. That's nothing to joke about. That's nothing to play about. It's not funny on any day. It's just not funny. Now, by the way, I did look up whether or not that was a crime, and it is actually a crime. Unfortunately, it's not a crime all over, right? It's a crime in certain countries, but here in the States, it's only a crime in California. So let me pull it up for you guys. Give me a second. Okay, let me blow this up. Mm-mm. Okay. All right. So I went to Google and I typed in Stelting, right? And it says, as of 2020, Stelting is punishable as a form of sexual violence in some countries, such as Germany and the United Kingdom. Purposefully damaging a condom before or during intercourse may also be referred to as stelting, regardless of who damaged the condom. So it goes both ways, whether it's the man or the woman, right? Also taking it off, removing it, having, leading a person to believe that you put on one and you didn't, because what that ends up doing is it opens that person up to whatever diseases somebody may have. Also pregnancies, unwanted pregnancies. Now let's go back, hold on, let me see, did I look up, oh, here's the California one. So let me show you guys this. Uh-oh. Okay. Sorry. All right, it says in the US, California is the only state that prohibits stelting. Governor Gavin Newsom signed the bill into law in October of 2021, making it illegal to remove condoms without obtaining verbal consent. Now, again, in this type of a situation, it would be his word against their word. But as a black man who claims, all right, a black man who claims that, oh, wait, oh, sorry, hold on, sorry, I pressed the wrong button. But as a black man who claims somebody's out to get him, the white man is against them, the white man trying to hold them down, white supremacy is real. And don't get me wrong, many times there are things, those points are valid. But in this situation, this man did this to himself. He did it to himself. You can't blame the white man for you sitting up on a podcast saying what you just said. Like you can't do that. That's not the white man's fault. That's your fault. And if let's say they snatch him off the internet, you can't blame the white man for snatching you off the internet. You did what you did. You said what you said. So instead of, having just being logic, right? Just being smart, right? In understanding or making correlations, right? If you really believe in, oh, they trying to keep a black man down, everybody after the black man. If you really believe in that, then you wouldn't sit your butt up on a podcast and say what you said and then leave your livelihood in the same very hands that you say is out to get you. And I'm not saying him in particular, I'm just saying the black men in particular. Like no one's correcting him, right? I ain't gonna say nobody, but he did receive backlash. But you do have some people who are sitting up and they're not correcting this. They're not saying, wait a minute, hold on, let's not, whatever. They're not doing that. They're not. And that's the problem. And see, Joe Budden, he's in his 40s, right? So that may work or worked in the past because he said it was something that he did in the past. That may have worked for him in the past. But again, Joe Budden belongs to a very, very small group of people and a very, very minute small group of black men. All right. He belongs to the group of black men who are out here making millions of dollars. He belongs to that group. Okay. That is a very, very small group. It's a small group when you add all men or all people combined. And it's also a even smaller group when you just say black men, out of black men. So him making that type of money, right? And then a 22-year-old or a 23-year-old, they just starting out in life. They hear something like this and they say, that sounds like a good idea. Huh. There would really be no way to prove it, right? Because how could you prove something like that unless you got camera and video, right? So they may say, he putting this out there into the atmosphere, and you got somebody, and it is a lot of dumb people. All right. It's a lot of dumb people in the world. It is a lot of dumb people in the world that will hear something and think it's a good idea. All right. So we're not going to act like that's not true because we see it all the time on social media. Everywhere you look, you see somebody doing something dumb. You see some kind of challenge going on where they setting themselves on fire and doing all kind of crazy, just dumb, stupid stuff. So we're not going to act like that's not real in today's time. We're not going to act like when you have a following in a podcast that you're not also an influencer where you are influencing people. You're giving people ideas, whether they are thought out ideas or not. We're not going to act like that's not going on. All right. So Joe Budden making the type of money that he makes, right? He may be able to afford the lawyers and, fight it, whatever. But the average man, all right, and let's go even smaller, the average black man cannot afford to do that. The average black man cannot afford high profile lawyers. The average black man cannot afford to, go before a jury that are not his peers, all right? That are not his peers, because that's what you're going to be doing when you go to a courtroom and you have committed something like that. Because you're leaving, basically, when you do something like that, yeah, you can go to court and fight it, but why would you leave whether or not you're in jail or out of jail in the hands of people who must vote? Why? Because I can guarantee you, if you're a black man and you standing in a courtroom and you didn't took the rubber off, you already got the whole, aggressive thing out there. You already got all the stereotypes, right? So it's not going to be hard to be convicted of a sexual crime such as stelting. It's not going to be hard. That's going to be easily done if you step your dumb self in a courtroom as a regular Joe Blow and you have done something like that. And that's not what's being talked about. And that's not what's being said. And so, since that's not what's being talked about and said, I'm going to say it. All right? I'm going to say it. And again, this is not all. This is not all. But Joe Budden has a lot of male followers of all races, but more specifically, Black males, young and those who are his age, right? He's always trending, doing something, right? So again, him saying that, joking about it, laughing about it, you know what I'm saying? It is a big deal. It is a conversation that needs to be had. And if you look up stelting, you will find that it is a rising what has been called in other countries and even here as a rising sexual crime. That's what it's being called. So again, let me be clear. It's deemed a crime in California. That's the only place it's deemed a crime. There is an actual law in California against that. Other states there is not. But again, that doesn't mean somebody can't sue you claiming that you gave them something or that you impregnated them without their consent. You can be sued. And if you're Joe Budden and you out here publicly admitting to something like that, that would be easy to do. And again, why would you want to put yourself in a situation where you got to look to older, middle age, 9 times out of 10 white people to determine your faith? Why? Why would you want to put yourself in that predicament? Why would you want to put yourself in a predicament of, again, did you not learn anything from Bill Cosby? Did we not learn that people from 20 and 30 years ago that signed, that signed contracts about how they wouldn't talk or whatever the case may be, but they can still come back 20, 30 years from then and say that you did whatever? Did we not just see this happen? Like, did we not learn anything from that? Or I ain't gonna say we, they. All right, because I'm not a Black male. They did Black men not learn anything from the Bill Cosby situation? Joe Budden, like, did you not? Come on. So that's all I have to say, you guys. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section. Also, you guys don't forget to like and subscribe if you're new. And I think that's all I have. Until next time, I am out. Peace.